Elephant Man Podcast Network, grown man conversations dealing with elephants in the room. It's your man DB. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell so you can know when new material is coming out. IG Elephant Man _ podcast, Facebook / Elephant Man Podcast, and subscribe on YouTube. What is going on, family? Shalom, shalom, shalom. I was watching Brother Robert. Not Robert Callahan. Shout out to Brother Robert Callahan too. But his name is Brother Robert. He's from England. He very. I've been watching him for about 2 years. But he got a little interesting video talking about the cashless society, and I want you guys to check out his little video, man. Make sure you get those likes up. Make sure you share if this being a blessing to you. But check out this video he got, man. Very interesting. Let's play his video. Get this out the way. Let's play his video. Very interesting.
The cashless society is already here. And let me give you guys a little bit of education. Let me give you guys a little bit of an update so you guys can actually understand where we are in the prophetic end time clock. Because a lot of us are a little bit oblivious, because what the devil does is that he gets us hypnotized on the opioids of your routine, of your worldly routine or your world's routine, i.e. get up in the morning, have breakfast, get dressed, go to work or take the children to school, go to work, have your break, come home lunchtime or come home at night, pick up the kids and all that stuff, get them dressed, showered and put to bed, eat your dinner and all that stuff, watch telly, and then go social media throughout the day. And you just get paid, pay your bills, and you're in this circle, right? The opioids of life. You're hypnotized by life. And the devil likes to do that because when you're hypnotized by life, you can't actually see what's going on behind the scenes, and you become blind to what's going on. So let me just give you guys a little bit of education, a little bit of an update. The cashless society is already here. Before prophecy or the book of Revelation, there's a lot of things in the book of Revelation. Before they take place, you're going to see the roots of them happening already.
Create a professional logo that best reflects your brand. Just go.
In our days where we're living right now, you'll see the roots of it, or the green shoots of what's going to take place in the book of Revelation. You see it now. You see it now. So when I speak about the cashless society is already here, you know, when I first got saved in 1996, everybody used cash. Nobody was using cards. Nobody was using cards. They had credit cards, yes, but not how we use it today. They didn't have no online banking. There was no internet. There was no banking internet. None of that. No online banking. There was no cards. There was no Apple Pay. There was no Google Pay. There was no cards that you just tap on the machine. Beep, you tap it on the reader. When in the UK, I just get my card and go beep. I've got no cash in my wallet. I've got maybe a few pounds. I've got pounds in my wallet, okay? Some pound coins, okay? I haven't got there's a pound coin, okay? There's Queen Elizabeth II. I've got a few pound coins in my wallet, okay? But I don't have no notes because I use my card. Why? Because everything's gone cashless. No cash, using no money makes things easier. But what you need to understand is that we're going deeper into a cashless society. Okay, deeper and deeper into a cashless society where we're heading. So, for example, what we see, like runaway inflation in the world, there's inflation everywhere. You know, cash can only buy a certain amount. The purchasing power of your money, dollars, pounds, euros, wherever you are, the purchasing power of your money is degrading as the time goes on. In America, they're printing more money. The more money they print, the less value the dollar's going to have. And the dollar value, the value of the US dollar, has a knock-on effect across the whole of the world. Now, what you need to understand is that there's a new monetary system that is emerging. That's emerging. It's called cryptocurrency. And some of you guys could probably turn off there, it might go over your head. But I'm showing you that cryptocurrency is the emerging new monetary system that's going to take over the banking system. The banks are actually against it. Like, the banks hate cryptocurrency because you become the bank, because your money actually stays with you. It doesn't go to a bank where they can print more money and they can use See, banks take your savings and they loan your savings out and make interest on it. They can make 10, 7, 10, 20% interest on the money that you put in the bank. But what the interest they give you on your savings is 0.1% or something crazy like that. But with cryptocurrency, you become your own bank. But we need to understand is that cryptocurrency is programmable money. Programmable money. In China right now, they have the digital yuan, I think it is. So they're moving away from their cash money, tangible money, and moving into a crypto digitally based money. So what you need to understand is that we know in Revelation chapter 13, it speaks about the mark of the beast. He that doesn't have the mark can't buy or sell, save he have the mark on the mark and the number of the name and all that stuff there. You guys know that scripture off by heart. It's speaking about digital money. So what we need to understand is that where we are right now is that every country is moving away slowly from the banking system and from the cash system, and each country is developing their own digital currency. We can even see because of Venezuela and Honduras, their currency is going out, their inflation is going crazy. They've adopted Bitcoin. Bitcoin is programmable money. Bitcoin is a digital currency that has the outside forces like the IMF, the banking, the banking cartels don't have a say on what happens with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is decentralized, where these other major banks are centralized banks. Centralized means it's owned by people. Decentralized means it's not owned by anyone. So these countries like Venezuela, who have loans from the IMF, they are now moving into a decentralized system of Bitcoin. And the centralized banks, IMF, don't like it. They have threatened these countries. They threatened, not Honduras, they threatened Venezuela. So what I'm trying to say to you is that each country is developing or going onto a digitally based currency. Even in the UK, they're developing the digital pound, okay? The digital pound. In America, they're also developing their own digital money. So why am I saying all this stuff? Every country is going to have programmable money, and we're going in that direction right now. But we know that by the time we get to Revelation chapter 13, there's going to be one digital money that's going to be worldwide. So I'm trying to show you that what the countries are doing, what your country is doing and developing, is us coming off of cash, and then the country will be the ones that give you money. And they're the ones that's going to say to you where you can spend that money. They're going to dictate to you what you can and cannot do with the money that they give you in your country. And it's going to be programmable money. So they can give you £10 or $10 or $100, 1,000, wherever you are, and they can say you can only spend this money in this shop or in that shop. It's another level of control, and we're slowly creeping in that direction, slowly. So we can see the shoots of Revelation chapter 13 verse 16 taking place. We can also see the roots of Revelation chapter 13 taking place anyway, speaking about the beast system. We can see that already. Without going in too deep into that arena, we can do that another time. We can explore that another day. So why am I saying all this? All I'm saying, I'm just saying that we can see that the world is moving in the direction of Revelation chapter 13. It's coming, it's plain to see. I'm saying that you have to start to understand that we are approaching these days, and we need to start to do what God is telling us to do, because time is short. Time is short. So whatever God has told you to do, you need to start to do what God has told you to do to bring kingdom in the earth, because the time is short. The Bible says that if God doesn't shorten those days, no flesh shall survive. We're going into a time where flesh is not going to survive, where flesh is going to be dying at an extended and expedient or speedily rate. We can see this with the diseases and with the death and all the unhealthiness that's been hitting the world with Monsanto and all the rest of it. We won't go no further than that. Let me leave it there. It's Robert. I shall see you guys on the next video. Leave a comment, watch the shorts, deep stuff.
Yeah, so Robert, he's got it. I like that brother. Revelation River. Look up Revelation River. That brother is tight. I'm gonna leave it in this comments area. His site is really, really good. But that's very, very interesting, the things that he was talking about, man. We're trying to go into a cashless society. He mentioned Venezuela and Honduras already started going into the digital currency, and they're going to really crash the dollar soon. the dollar's gonna crash soon. That's why they're giving away free money and printing off more of it, and stimulus packages and tax credit and all this different stuff. But one thing I think about too. Think about the language. If you look about the convoy in Canada, the convoy in Canada was like, you know what, y'all truckers, y'all blocking the entryway. You causing us to lose money. We gonna take away your license to drive a truck, and we gonna freeze your account. Right? They threatened to freeze the account, even though right now what's going on with the Russian and Ukraine conflict, they was talking about freezing Russian accounts. Right? I'm like, whoa, you gotta listen to what these folk be saying, man. Talking about freezing the account, and I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news or scare anyone. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if we go cashless, they can track every transaction, every single one. I always give this example. You get paid, you take $60 out, right? Or $100 out. That money is sitting in the bank. They don't know where that 60 went. You could have got gum, candy bar, got gas, loaned somebody $20. They don't know where that money at. But if you have digital, they know what every single dollar is at. Whether you cash tap it, whether you swipe, whether you whatever way the transaction, the money every single dollar, they know where it's at. And then they, talk, oh, you've been bad. You don't get no money. We gonna freeze your account up. This is the control that they want to go into. This is system that they're trying to go into. And I know we're gonna probably be raptured up and gone before all this happens. That's what we want to do that. We want to be gone. Let's see. Mark of the Beast. Revelation. Oh man, my little icon's in the way. Revelation 13 and 16. And the second beast required all the people, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or their forehead, so that no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark, the name of the beast, or the number of the name. Here is a call for wisdom. Sorry. Let the one who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for the number of man. The number is 6, 6, and 6, 6, 3 score and 6. And so that is that's where they're trying to go. And people might say, well, that's not a problem. They're not going to do that. But you don't know that. You don't know if they're going to do that or not. For the simple fact, look at the mask. When we had the mask mandates, you can't come into the store whether you got one. Then it was like, if you got the jab, you don't need it. But if you don't got a jab, you need to wear it. Then it was like, we don't care if you got the jab or not. Everybody wearing masks. All over the place, right? All over the place. You couldn't gain access or entry without a mask. Somebody stopping you at the door, checking. Mine was down a little bit, and they got a security dude at the door at Menards. Is like, so you got to pull your mask up. I'm like, oh, I thought I wasn't trying to, blow nothing on y'all's wrenches and screwdrivers, but I put it up and I kept on moving. But that's how it is. They talking about doing the social credit score. Like, we got the credit score, right? You got your credit score built up. The social credit score is being used right now. Look that up. Social credit score is being used right now over in China, and it's about how much you comply and how much you resist. Like, so if you resist, or if you don't follow along with what's going on, your social credit score go down, right? You don't get perks. You don't get, I don't know if it's to the point of flying or going different places. You won't have access to different things because your social credit score is down. And if they got access to your money digitally, they can subtract money, they can freeze your money, they can come up with some, hey, you know what? A hacker came in and swiped your junk out. You ain't got nothing in there. You know what I mean? You never know, what these people would do or say. I know you're like, oh, they wouldn't do that. They would be changed. We're going to a different place. We're not like that anymore. We've changed. We turned over a new leaf. Yeah, okay. if it's getting gross darkness, it means it's getting darker. ER. It's getting more dark, right? So we have to be the light, the quarter Shem, the followers of the way, right? In the dark world. And they're gonna hate that light. If you sit in the dark room and you turn on the light, everybody go, roaches scatter, right? Everything done in the dark. They don't want to be exposed, right? Yahusha came up on the scene, and the people who were supposed to have been light, right? Bearers of light, the light bearer, false light, religious light. He came and showed the true light. And they was like, man, that brother got to get on up out of here. We got to kill him. But he didn't die before his time. He said, no one take my life. I lay down my life. So I'm going to show you this world debt clock. And we're going to get out of here. But that's very interesting that he was talking about. He was talking about the buy, sell, and trade, and digital currency. But check this out. I showed it before. This is the U.S. world. This is the world debt clock. So, is he showing it? I want to make sure I'm out the way so you can get a bigger picture. All right. So, let me get my graphic out the way. So, you can go to usdebtclock.org, and in the red right here, it is the debt. And you see it's in real time. It's going out $30 trillion in debt. Our gross domestic product, how much money we making? 24 trillion. So U.S. is 6 trillion in the hole, right? But right here we got China, 10 trillion debt. Gross GDP, 17. So they're 7 trillion above that. They're 7 trillion. Japan, their GDP is 5. So you do the math, and that's 9 trillion in debt, so on and so forth. Some companies, some countries are doing, the red to the left is the debt. Look at Greece, 520 trillion in debt, and they bringing in half of that, right? So some countries doing good, like Indonesia. Look at Nigeria, they're doing all right, right? Mexico doing all right. Netherlands, Poland doing, you know what I'm saying? Oh, here's Russia. Russia doing all right. 1 trillion, that GDP. Oh, wait a minute. Am I reading that right? 287 million is the debt, but they 1 trillion in the green. Feel me? So they doing okay. Switzerland, of course, Switzerland gonna be doing all right. You know what I'm saying? Sweden, they doing all right. But back up here to the United States, the debt, 30 trillion. The GDP, 24, makes you 6 trillion in debt. All right. This is it in real time, right? Federal revenue and tax per, and so even though they got this whole thing, you need to just come in here and play with it. It's called usdebtclock.org. Very, very interesting site. Again, not trying to be the bearer of bad news or scare you, but we don't want to get lulled to sleep. We want to focus on what the Most High doing, because at this point, what He's doing is the most important thing. All this other stuff don't even matter. We major in the minors, and we want to fight, and we want to die. Man, that junk don't even matter. And so I'm not saying go on lockdown and don't live like a hermit. That was one of the things that the Essenes did back in the day. They were like, oh, Mashiach soon to return, and they wouldn't lived in caves. That's why they got the Dead Sea Scrolls in those caves and stuff. They're just like, live like a hermit. I'm not saying do that. You still got to live your life. He said, keep working, occupy while it's still called today, because it's going to be nighttime when no man going to work, which means it's going to be a gross darkness so terrible that the light that you shine is going to be common. It's not going to be common. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be not looked upon as it's not looked upon as normal. It's going to be, light is going to be abnormal and darkness is going to be normal. That's all I'm trying to say. Light is going to be abnormal and darkness is going to be normal. And we getting that way little by little by little. All right. So we got to make sure we stay on focus with the things of the Most High and keep our eyes towards him. You know, it's cool to watch the Super Bowl. Like I said, my other show, the Super Bowl halftime and all, you know, NBA All-Star and Michael Jordan giving LeBron a hug and TikTok videos and all that is fine. But make sure we put him first and make sure we think of Most High. What do you want me to do? What do you require of me? What do you want me to do? That's our main focus, especially as we awaken. We're not going back to no church as usual and all that. That's just, it don't float my boat. Okay. It just don't. And so I'm really trying. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that. See, people think you walk away from the faith because you're just like, you're not with that. You know, and I see a lot of posts of folk like, man, that ain't it. That ain't scratching the itch. That ain't itch. That ain't hitting the spot. Then they got to come up with something. Why it ain't scratching it ain't scratching the itch. Well, because you're this and you're that. No, that's not doing it. That ain't it. But when I do see it, I will know. So we keep our eyes focused on the things of the Most High, and he's not the author of confusion. He'll lead you and guide you, but you got to come to the reality of what's going on in your life. You know, you got to, oh man, this is my reality. You got sometimes you got to stop cold turkey, right? And as long as you go into safety and comfort and security, you will compromise. You will compromise your soul for your flesh to be comfortable. And so it's going to be some days coming where the flesh is going to be uncomfortable, right? Uncomfortable flesh. But the spirit, man, is alive and well and going on. So Elephant Man Podcast Network, Grown Man Conversations dealing with elephants in the room. Like, subscribe, share. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. All right? And we are out of here. Shalom.
Perfect.